Never thought I'd have a $1,300 watch winder sitting here in my office, but let me show you what that experience is really like. What's up, Schwartz Force? Welcome back to the channel. Now, real quick, in case if you're new here, my name's Dave. May the Schwartz be with you. And hey, did you know it is a great day to wear a watch? Today I have on my Timex. This is a Todd Snyder vintage military reissue watch. Really cool. I love the look of this one and the colors of it. Check it out up here. I highly recommend it. But today we're going to take a look at this luxury watch winder. Now, if you notice in the B-roll footage, it was full of some Rolex watches, really cool. And I got to do a shout out to Top Notch Timepieces. I asked Mario, hey, can I put some of those like pieces you have in your inventory in this winder and do some B-roll footage? And he was really cool with that. So thank you again, Mario, for letting me shoot that footage. And if you're interested in buying any of those Rolex watches or you're looking for other luxury pieces, definitely check out their inventory. I'm going to put a link to their website as well as what they have in inventory on Chrono24, so you can check that out. But just a quick little thank you. Now, I'm going to walk you through how I got this winder and the kind of the backstory, because as you see, this is not a paid review or paid promotion or anything like that. If you want to skip that backstory and you just want to get into the winder and the full review, skip to this time. That'll get you straight there. But I'll try and run through this really quickly. Basically, I worked with a company, it was watchwindermall.com, and they sent a winder to me in the past, and I've done a review on that. And basically, they let me keep that winder, and I had a coupon code through their website, which is still active, by the way. It is David15. And that'll save you 15% on any purchase of $100 or more on their website. But anyway, they reached out to me, and they own other companies and that do completely different products. And so they had reached out to me and said, hey, we would like to hire you to do this project we have. We think you'd be great. We really like your content, your work. I said, yeah, absolutely. So we talked about it. And then I said, well, this is kind of the amount of time it's going to take. It's going to pull away from my own YouTube channel to record, edit, produce this project you have in mind. I said, well, you know, a couple of ideas, like we'll come up with an amount I can charge, you know, and for the labor and everything, and then you just own the footage, do what you want with it, and I'll sell it to you, and we can, you know, you can pay me directly through PayPal, or, and I knew that they had these other winders, and I said, if you're cool with it, like just, you can send me this winder as payment rather than you paying me turning around and ordering it. Like you could just send it as payment, we'll cut out the extra steps. And they were cool with that, so awesome. All right, so I got paid with this winder, I guess you could say, instead of just getting cash. Anyways, so I wanted to do my own review on it just to show you guys, like, since I have it, I wanted to show you what it's all about and my thoughts after owning it for a little bit. I actually reached out to them, I said, hey, some of my viewers may be interested in picking one of these up. Is there like a coupon code that we could use for them? And they said the same thing. The David15 will work on their website. And if you're thinking of buying this on Amazon, they gave me a bunch of codes that you can use, which I think expired June 12th. So it's coming up pretty quick. If they make any new codes, obviously I'll update that in the description, but I'm going to include all that in case you want to pick one of these up, you know, before they expire. All right, so let me flip the camera around and we'll take an in-depth look at this winder, and make sure you drop me a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are, not just on winders in general, but this one in particular. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we have it, guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open this up. I'm sorry for all the reflections going on in the shot. So we have branding here of this watch winder. Now this, I guess it's pronounced LUKDOF. I'm not really sure how we say that, but you do see branding there. And then there's this leather kind of applied to the interior along all the edges. And I don't know if this is real leather or if it's like a, you know, vinyl. It feels like real leather, but I'm not really sure. And also we see here this kind of industrial look with this stainless steel plating here that's brushed. Of course, we have touch sensitive screen, which controls all of the watch winder. So I like that. There's no switches that you really have to turn or operate manually. This you can just set it and have it good to go. So one thing that I really want to point out though is I just love the color and the finish of this walnut wood. And of course, contrasting with this high polished stainless steel and these rivets, I just think it looks so cool. Can be a little bit hard to keep clean if you have a dusty environment, but just stay on top of it, it's fine. So where the key is, and we'll just show you the key here, really nice design on it. And then we see this kind of tassel. Pretty cool, just a simple triangle shaped key, and it goes here on the side, and then when we turn it, of course counterclockwise, that's gonna put the lock downward. I like that this is screwed in with this high polished steel bracket. So what tells the machine that the door is open or closed is this right here. So I'm guessing that's magnets that trip the sensor, and there's this little piece of metal that will fit in. And that's gonna let the winder know that the door is closed or open. And of course you see once it has opened, all your LED lights for the switches will come on. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at this now. So starting from left to right, this is going to change the number of turns per day. So as you see, the motors will go from 650 all the way up to 1950. The default for most watches is gonna be at 1,000. So that will turn 1,000 turns per day. And then of course you see the motors here. Well, we'll move to the next one. So this is our rotation frequency and direction. So you see we're on number 1. So 1 here is for motor 1. And then you'll notice when we touch this one time, it's going to spin clockwise only. And there's a little arrow pointing in that direction. If we tap it again, it's going to actually put it to counterclockwise. So you see how it's switched to the right hand logo, and that is for counterclockwise spinning. Now, if we touch it one more time, it's going to do both. So it's going to alternate between clockwise and counterclockwise. Now, the reason why that's important is because some watches will only have a rotor that spins in one direction. So you don't want it to go in the opposite direction to that. It's not going to wind your watch. So that's why that's important, and that does time out. So as you saw there, the lights will time out after a certain time frame. This next button is going to rotate through the motors, and the way that it lists them is going from starting with the left. So we're going to have motor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's say you want to put number 5 here, the Tudor Black Bay, at 1950 turns per day, and then we'll go ahead and start that one. So you can see that's motor 5, 1950. Pretty cool, but I just keep all of them at 1,000. And then of course this will start and stop any particular motor. And then this last button, as you see with the little light bulb there, will turn the LEDs on or off. I like keeping them on. The ambient lighting looks really cool, but you may want them off, especially if you have maybe this watch winder by your bedside, for example, then you may want to have the LED light turn off. Now, another thing you'll notice here is these little diamond rhinestones that are set into the back. So it's just for decoration. They're not real diamonds. That would be awesome, but they're not real diamonds. It doesn't bother me that they're there. I think it just kind of gives a little more flash, especially at looking at it at different angles. And then once you have the glass, it just kind of makes it look a little more elegant and luxurious. So that's cool. Moving to the back here, we're going to see these switches. So this is our power adapter that will come with the watch winder. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. And then you're going to see these 2 switches here. Now the left switch is for power. That's going to turn everything on inside of the watch box. So you can of course start getting all of your settings set the way you like. This second one though, however, what this has to do with is if you want, there's 2 settings. You can either have it to where if the winders are spinning and when you open the door, you want it to shut off and stop the spinning, then keep it on the 1. If you were to keep it on the 0, what'll happen is while the winders are spinning, you open the door, they'll continue to spin. But I want them to stop because chances are if I'm opening the front door, it's because I'm going to either be putting a watch away or getting a watch out. And so I want those motors to stop. So I like to keep it on 1, but you know, you have the option between the 2. And then check out the hardware we have here. So you see these hinges are really nice and substantial. I like that they go majority of the way on the left and the right side. So it's going to make it extra sturdy. It'd be different if you had some little small ones that were cheap or let's say screwed into the exterior of the wood. And here they're obviously on the inside Just gives it a nice seamless look. And then we notice at the top, we have, of course, the top cover. And this is gonna be for your watches that are hand wind or quartz watches. And there's 4 pillows as you see there. So you can put 4 watches on top. This does lock as well. We see that the glass is lined in this high polished steel with that rivet design. Now, one of the cool functions of this watch box is that the top lid cannot be opened unless the front door is unlocked first. So there's this hard plastic piece here, and then there is a magnet, and a little push magnet there. So what that's doing is when the door is closed, it's engaging the lock on the lid so it does not lift. But as soon as you unlatch the door, that's no longer being pressed in, and then we can see the lid will lift up. Very cool. And again, lined with leather on the inside. I like that the wood has this black lining to it on the inside of the doors. Just looks really elegant, kind of in that piano black gloss finishing. All the hinges, again, really nice metal hinges on the side of the doors, and these also line up with the majority of the length of the door. Okay, so next I'll show you how this works. So basically there's these 2 tabs on the sides of the watch pillow, and what you do is you just push those in, and that's going to disengage the watch from the winder. Now you notice these are held in by spring tension, so to remove it, we'll just go ahead and open the bracelet, and then we'll take this off. And so we see our watch here. Sorry for all the fingerprints and smudges. Here we have the Tudor Black Bay 41. Boom. We'll get back to this here in a little bit. And then of course there's going to be large and small sizes. But what I like about these with the spring tension, obviously keeps them from sliding off, and then everything that the watch is touching, so the watch head and the bracelet is all touching this padded leather. So it's a nice thick plastic, and we see the soft leather applied on there as well. When we're ready to put the watch back on, of course we'll hold this shut, we'll close the bracelet, release, that's going to keep the tension there, and then we'll just go ahead and slide it back in. You're just going to push until it clicks into place, and that's just held in. So again, make sure that it's fully seated in there. Now I like that you get the 6 included with the winder and then 4 extras. So you get 2 extra small and then 2 extra large. So if one of them happens to break, or if you have a lot of watches that are larger or maybe smaller, you kind of get a good mix between them. So one thing I forgot to mention is the motors on these winders are extremely quiet. This thing, once you have the door closed especially, you won't be able to hear this running unless you're right next to it. So keeping it in your bedroom or in your closet, it's not going to be a problem. If you have it by your nightstand, like I would sleep through the very small sound that it makes. It's very quiet. So I just wanted to point that out as well. And one of the good things with these higher end luxury watch winders is they will not create any magnetism to your watches. So I don't know how much of a risk that is with cheaper watch winders. Part of the benefits of using this kind of more expensive winder is it does not create any type of magnetic field that could damage your watches. At least that's what it says. I don't know how to test that out, but that is something worth noting that I did read as well. But I want to hear what you guys think of the luxury watch winder. I would say this is for someone who's really serious about their collecting, because a winder like this is definitely a showpiece, but also has the function. So form and function. And I just think it looks great in this walnut and steel combination. But I want to hear what you guys think, so make sure you drop me a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. Again, this wasn't sponsored at all. Please consider joining the Schwartz Force. You know, I see a lot of you guys watch my videos but haven't subscribed, so please subscribe. That really does help out my channel. You can do that by tapping my logo over here. And if you want to see more videos like this, check these out. I know you'll really enjoy them. But as always, I look forward to seeing you guys at the next one. Until then, may the Schwartz be with you. Take care.